What's up, everybody? How we doing? It's another beautiful Sunday session. I think we're on episode 35 right now, so we've been pumping these Sunday sessions out, and I love it. It's one of my favorite days of the week. I got a few favorite days of the week. I think every day is my favorite day of the week. It's just how my mind works. Super positive. I spent a lot of years being super negative. It got me absolutely nowhere in life. So now I switched it up, completely different spectrum. And life's good. Life's beautiful. Nothing to complain about. Well, I'm sure there is. It's just nobody wants to hear it anyway. So keep grinding it out. Welcome, everybody. Diego, hello. Zycon, what's up? Chaps, how you doing? Brandon, what's up? Shashi, what's going on? If you're looking for the full experience, I'm live on YouTube as well, so you can pop over here and get the full screen, especially if you're at home, you want to pop it up. Yeah, absolutely. Watch on YouTube, Hassan. Awesome. I love it. Love to see it. So same thing as always, I'm here to provide tons of value and information and insight about scaling your e-commerce business. So any question, please ask away. I'm an open book. There's nothing I really hold back in these lives. Obviously, if it's something that's going to be or more extreme detail, then I'm probably going to pass on answering the question, or I guide you to our community to get that question answered. But I'm excited to be here and excited to hear what we're going to talk about today, because you guys determine where the conversation goes. If the product, Daniel got our first question over here. So if a product is international and it says international on the listing, on the comments, customers say it's fake, but it's not. Is that bad? No. So you want to make sure that the international products you're selling with an EIN, which is a European article number, an EIN versus a UPC, which is a universal product code. EINs are specific to Europe. So if it's an international listing and it says international listing, it's good to go, right? And definitely some people will complain because it's going to look slightly different than the US version, but as long as it says international version in the listing, you are good. But you got to make a decision based on how many complaints you're getting, if you're going to continue to sell it or not. What's up, everybody? How we doing? Official Ecom David first put, how do I find my first wholesale supplier? So the best place to start would be Google. Google's the best place to start using basic keyword research. Say you're located in Miami, you could start with Miami grocery distributors, Miami grocery wholesalers, Miami toy distributors, Miami toy or wholesalers, right? And you just expand from there. You go from Miami to Florida, and then the Northeast, and then national, right? The reason why I suggest starting in your immediate location first is because cost of shipping will be very low, if not free. There's also a great method I provide on my YouTube channel right here, which we teach you. You just search Amazon Lit, how to source profitable products, and it will pop up. It's about a 15-minute video. It'll really teach you a lot of game about how to open up new wholesale accounts. Also, I suggest going to trade shows. So ASD is the next trade show I recommend going to. It's at the end of February in 2023. So it's about 3 months away. And there's over 1,000 vendors there that you'll get to talk to and build relationships. So I highly suggest being there as well. J Dub said, are you aware of any regions in the US that lack wholesalers and manufacturers as opposed to other regions? I use a prep center in Texas and I struggle with finding wholesalers. So yeah, there's definitely better regions than others. Obviously anything in the LA area, the Miami area, the New York area is going to have a larger supply of wholesalers and distributors just because they're big metropolitan areas, and also other big metropolitan cities like Chicago. They'll have better suppliers, or more, not necessarily better, but they'll have more suppliers than some of these other areas. Let's say you're in the middle of Nebraska, right? If you're in the middle of Nebraska or Texas. Texas is big. I think it can take 15 hours to drive from side to side of Texas. So Texas is very large. So if you're in one of these smaller towns in Texas, absolutely. But to your point, all you need to do is find a wholesaler that's located somewhere else and ship your products to a prep center that's closer to that wholesaler and leverage that opportunity growth. Yeah, the Northeast is definitely a good place to have a prep center and a warehouse. And it's a great place to live because there's a lot of opportunity here as well. But just because you don't live here doesn't mean you can't open accounts with suppliers that are here. Yeah, any tips on managing credit card spend to scale? So you should have 2 to 3 credit cards. Great credit card is the Amex Plum card. It gives you a 60-day grace period. Another one is the Chase Ink card for inventory. It gives you 1.5 points back. And what you want to do is you want to be maxing out those credit cards as long as you can pay it back every 30 days, right? And with the Plum cards, you get 60 days. So you want to continue to pay it back. And then after a few months of doing that, you'll request for a credit increase. Now that credit increase will allow you to get a larger line of credit with the company that you have the credit card with. So let's say you have 60,000 in credit now, you ask for a credit card increase after using your credit and repaying it back consistently for a few months, and then they bump you up to $100,000 credit, right? So you use that credit to invest in inventory to buy more products to grow your SKU counts on Amazon, because that's the name of the game, right? Offer more products to the customer so you can consistently win the buy box. Because if you're losing the buy box on product A, you have the buy box on product B and C. If you're losing the buy box on product C, you have it on products A and B. So you're able to get consistent sales. Bailey asks, do we list FBA and FBM for most of your wholesale products? If so, price differently, thanks. So no, we currently only list FBA on our wholesale products, but in the past we have definitely listed FBA and FBM, especially if you're a newer seller. In Q4 there's going to be some restock limits that you may not be able to get over. So what I would suggest doing then is listing those products FBM, because you can literally sell them tonight and ship them out tomorrow. It's a great way to move inventory. It's a great way to drive additional revenue in the fourth quarter, especially if you're just getting started. There's a lot of opportunities, especially with some of these wholesale deals and retail deals, where you can get a great price product, make $10, $12 on it profit, and you can sell 10, 20 units a day. So you're talking $200 in profits a day, and that's just one product. Now imagine getting 10 of those. Now you went from $200 a day in profits to $2,000 a day in profits, and that's just the Q4 hustle, right? So you just duck and dive amongst those deals and make this shit happen. You feel me? What else we got here? Do you recommend using a VA to source wholesale leads? I personally do not. I do not. Right. I brought this up before. I'll bring it up again. But Abdullah, let me ask you. Let's say, what's the number one selling product? And let's just pick what's a big. Let's do Afghanistan, right? Or Bali. What's the number one selling product in Bali right now, Abdullah? Or what's the number one selling product in Spain? Pick any country and tell me the number one selling product in there, or the trending products right now. You're going to have no idea. You have absolutely no idea. So how can you expect someone from a different country to build the right relationships within the United States? It's very challenging. There's a few barriers. There's a language barrier. There's also a cultural barrier that make it much more challenging for someone overseas to build the relationships. Plus, there's a knowledge barrier, right? They don't understand the business like you do. So I suggest for finding wholesaler leads, you can use virtual assistants to compile the information, but the reaching out and the contacting should be done by you initially. It's going to teach you a lot about the game. You're going to be able to answer questions that the wholesaler may have that the virtual assistant will not have the answer to, which will increase your chances of securing that wholesale account. J Dub said he actually lives 2 hours from New York City, but he just found this particular prep center in Texas, and their rates are very reasonable, and I like working with them, but I don't think I'll need another. All right, well, yeah, I suggest leveraging multiple prep centers. So you should have one in Texas. You could also have one in New York. So now you got kind of the Midwest covered, you got the Northeast covered, and then you get one out in LA or San Francisco, and then you got the West Coast covered. Right. So now you're not, if you find a wholesaler in New York, you're not shipping your products all the way to Texas. You're keeping them local, which will allow you to really scale out that way. It's going to snow on Thursday. Okay. We got the weatherman in here. Zach. Oh, it's going to snow on Thursday up by you, Zach. That's Zach. He's in the inner circle. I'm going up to his warehouse. I'm landing on Wednesday though. So hopefully I miss the snowstorm. I might need to upgrade my car though. I think I got like a 4-wheel drive, little 4-door sedan. Might have to get a fucking SUV now, Zach. Thanks, appreciate it. Simply boho style. What else we got here? Going national will definitely cut into profits, and that's why you always want to ask these companies you're opening wholesale accounts with. You want to ask them, what do I have to meet as far as your prerequisites? Usually it's a money value. What do I have to meet to get free shipping? What do I have to qualify to get free shipping, right? They might have two MOQs. A lot of these companies have MOQ number one is to just place an order. Let's say it's $1,500. You have to meet the minimum $1,500 to even place an order. Then MOQ number two might be $6,000, right? And with $6,000, you get free shipping. So the goal would be to meet MOQ number two and get free shipping, which will alleviate your expense on the front end of the product, 100% without a doubt. Brands and distributors are pretty hesitant to work with Amazon sellers nowadays. How to provide them value to differentiate myself from the competition. Yeah, so I think the best way to build these relationships, because they are very hesitant, because they're literally getting dozens of email requests a day for people to open wholesale accounts. And it's like, how do they know who's better, who's trustworthy, who's not? They have absolutely no idea. So one of the ways I like to provide value to these companies is physically going to go meet them in person. So I figure out what trade shows they're going to. I book the airfare. I go to that trade show. I meet them. I give them a physical handshake, look them in the eye, and have an in-person connection with them, one-on-one conversation. And I let them know that, hey, I do not simply resell products on the internet. I operate a legitimate business where I provide a service to the end consumer, where I'm essentially the middleman between your inventory and the end customer, right? And my goal is to provide them your products at the best pricing. So in order for me to do that, I need the best pricing from you. And I guarantee if I receive the best pricing from you, I will be able to scale this relationship much quicker, which in turn will make you more money. I'm looking for a lifelong partnership, not a one-off product purchase, right? So letting them know that will definitely help you secure the deal. And then you're just not the everyday person. So here's another tip too, the email that you send them. Make sure it's thought out and it's concise. Don't just create an automatic email that you're sending out to all these vendors. Do a little research on them, right? Make it unique, because they're getting literally a dozen emails a day that say, hey, I work with so-and-so company. I have the capability of scraping your products real fast and putting together orders quickly. Please provide me your wholesale catalog. Like, you and 40 other people sent that same exact email, right, in the past week to that company. So it's like, you got to separate yourself from the gang. You know, how about Jersey? What about Jersey? Jersey's good. Yeah, it's possible, Wizards of FBA, to run a wholesale business using completely prep centers. It will cut into your margins a little bit, but if that's the option you need to go with, it's better to start your business doing that than not have a business at all, right? Because I know there's some people in our community, EsellersRI, they're doing 50, 60, 70K a month, and they never touch a product. And they're fine with that. They're making an additional $4,000 or $5,000 a month in profit. They never have to touch the inventory, right? So they have an additional income of, say, 50K a year. They work 10 hours a week and they're comfortable with that, right? There's other people who are like, that's not enough for me. I don't want to make $5,000 a month. I want to make $50,000 a month. And that's when you got to make a decision as a business owner. Okay, am I willing to scale this operation out, bring on some employees and get a warehouse space, right? Because that's the difference between a side hustle and a legitimate business, right? It all starts here first. It's like the commitment that you make to say, okay, I'm no longer going to be operating this with the side hustle mentality. I'm going to go all in, and I'm going to treat this thing like a business, and I'm going to scale it the way a business needs to be scaled. And in order to scale a company, you got to have appointed positions and staff to help you do that, because it's nearly impossible to do it by yourself. You know, we definitely aren't as large as we are because we do everything myself, and Sebastian does everything himself. If we were to do that, we would never scale to the level that we're at. It would be impossible. There's just not enough time in the day. But now we have employees. It started off with one additional employee, and then it went to 2, and then it went to 5, and then it went to 10, and then 15, then 25, and now we're at about 50. And like, each time we scale out a new position, we properly train them based on our experience, right? So another reason why a lot of sellers fail in the beginning is because they don't understand how to do something, and they try paying someone else to do it. But when you don't understand how to do something and you pay someone else to do it, you instantly lose value because you don't know where they're making mistakes. And I see it happen all the time, specifically with product procurement, right? Or your buyer, your purchaser. I work with some companies now. They have 40, 50 virtual assistants in another country, and literally all 40 or 50 of their virtual assistants are purchasing the same amount of inventory that one of my buyers is buying. Right? And why is that? It's because my buyer is properly trained. He's doing the work of 40 virtual assistants. So it's all about the proper training. I have a large wholesaler who has someone internally who creates listings on Amazon for them. Okay, problem is that they list the items badly and you need a letter of approval to modify the listings. Any tips to show them a good listings and potential? Yeah, so what I would do, I would put together what I call a brand pitch deck, right? And I would take some of their current listings, take some screenshots of them. I do some market research and find similar selling products that have much better listings on Amazon, preferably with brand registry, enhanced brand content, possibly even a brand video. They definitely have a brand store. And I would send them the pictures of their listings as well as a pitch of what their listings could look like if they partnered with you, a professional Amazon seller who can get that set up from them, right? So now it becomes you're giving them this value proposition of, hey, listen, you obviously don't know what you're doing. Obviously, say it more eloquently than that. But you obviously, based on your poor listing creations, you don't know what you're doing. I will come in and fix all this for you, right? All I ask is that I get an exclusive relationship with you, right? Or I get the lowest wholesale pricing. And now you got a whole new opportunity that opens up. So we call that a brand pitch deck. And in our brand workshop, we provide you the pitch deck that we use to secure these brand relationships, right? And we give you also contracts to secure the deal as well. Contracts that break down, an exclusive relationship that these companies will not sell, distribute, donate, or give their products to any other third-party sellers or Amazon direct, right? Essentially letting them know that, hey, I have no problem partnering with you, but this contract is null and void if you start selling your products to other third-party sellers. Yeah, so Hussein just asked, is there any additional value? Basically, this is his question. Is there any additional value you could provide instead of just saying, hey, can I get your wholesale catalog? Absolutely. So what you could do is if you already see, like on their website, or let's say they sent you a catalog already, if you already see a product that you've sold before, let's say you normally pay $5, they got it for $5.50, right? I would put together an email and say, hey, listen, I can realistically purchase 400 items of this a month. And I'm willing to commit to 3 months of purchase. But I need this product at $460, right? So you used to pay $5, they have it listed at $525, and you're going to request them a price of $460, right? What that $460 will do is allow them to know, okay, I could sell an additional, 3 months, 400 units. I could sell an additional 1,200 units of this. Times 460, you're looking at about $5,500. So then they can run some numbers and see if they can get bigger discounts from their vendors that they're purchasing from to then pass some of that discount on to you. So initially making those commitments early on, if you have data on the product, is definitely a move, 100%. It lets them know that you're willing to work between the lines. Sean, what's up, brother? Dario, what's up, bro? A lot of EsellersRI guys in here. I love it. I get really paranoid that a customer might file a lawsuit and Amazon might take all the funds. Is this an issue you have faced? No, I've never seen that happen in my entire, or maybe one or two people where they've actually had to go through with a lawsuit. And at the end of the day, the lawsuit that they went through with, it didn't ruin their lives, right? So A, you get insurance that helps protect you. B, you create an LLC, which is a limited liability company, which completely separates your personal expenses versus your business expenses. So it gives you the level of protection that you're looking for. So God forbid something like that ever did happen, which, like I said, I've seen it happen maybe once or twice. You don't have to worry about them taking your personal assets because it's completely separate business opportunities. Business versus personal. Since you guys get so much inventory received, Eugene, I think I missed the beginning of that question. Yeah, we have a course. The links are in our Instagram bio. You can check them out. There's an application page. There's a link to just purchase it directly. We give you a few options because I feel like everybody's at a different place in their journey, right? Some people are in the information stage where they're searching for a guide, someone like me, to show them the way of how to build a successful Amazon business, right? And if you're in the information stage, then your goal would be to book a call, right? And you and I could jump on a phone call. I can hammer out the details, and then you can get set up through that phone call, right? Other people are on the like, you know what? I've seen this guy on Instagram and YouTube for 5-6 years now. I trust him. He's obviously helping people build their businesses. I'm ready to join now. I don't need to speak with him. I want what he has. So we have a link in our bio where you can actually purchase the course right out front, right there as well. So we give you some different options there. And it's not just a course, it's weekly mentoring, Facebook community. You also get access to all of our live events at discounted rates. So for example, we'll be at ASD in February doing a trade show walkthrough where I walk the show floor with you, introduce you to vendors I've been doing business with for years. We have BGHL, Business Growth Hacks Live, which is a live Amazon networking event. About 200 people are going to be there. So another great opportunity. And then the following day, we have our Inner Circle event, which is reserved for members of our Inner Circle. We do both. We use 3PL services, but we do 95% of our inventory in-house. Dude, how you gonna join my live, bro? So I got a fake account. Everybody go report. It's Eric Castellano 1. Let me just search this bastard. How you gonna join my live with your fake account? It's not even up to date. Oh wait. That's crazy. Oh no, it's not. It's got 1C. Bro, Eric Castellano 1, you're a fucking joke. See, like DMing my whole community trying to hustle him, you're a joke. Everybody go report that guy. It's Eric with 1C and then Castellano, no C. So it's right there. You just fucking join, what a bastard. Have you guys been able to adapt to the new workflow? Yeah, we haven't really seen an effect of the new workflow. We're still using MWS to update our shipments and stuff, so hasn't really affected us. But at the end of 2023, they will be making the full transition from MWS to SPAPI. If you're having an issue with workflow, good software that can help with it as far as shipments is 2D Workflow. Cajun Adventures, what's up? Whoever knows the Texas Prep Center, can you message me? Whoever is talking about that, can you message Caleb about the Texas Prep Center you're talking about? No plan specifically to join the UK, at least not anytime soon. Maybe in the near future. I know, let's see, yeah, our next event's in Las Vegas, so I would love to get over to Europe 100% without a doubt. It's one of my 2023 goals. Actually, this woman just reached out to me 10 minutes before this live started. And she's like, I represent, or I plan Reezy's European events or whatever. And she's like, if you ever need anything, let me know. So when I do, you will know, right? You will definitely know. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Carlos Alvarez, who's a good friend of mine down at Amazon Seller Meetup down in Miami, and he said only 2 out of every 10 products, 10 private label products will succeed. That's a pretty decent and fair estimate of the success rate for private label. And listen, I'm not against private label. I sell private label. I have 5-6 brands that we sell private label that do about $5 or $6 million a year. I'm a firm believer in building out private label brands, but here's what happens when people start with private label first. Right? They take their only $5,000 or $7,000, they put it into a private label product. Usually what happens is it takes a little too long for them to produce it, to get the samples, to get everything figured out, right? So by the time it goes to Amazon, it's no longer a good product because the competition is too great. There's someone dominating the market, whatever the case may be. So their entire $5,000 to $7,000 investment, they now have to sell their inventory for literally pennies on the dollar, 10 cents on the dollar, maybe 15 at the most, right? So that $5,000 investment now turns into $1,000. But with wholesale, you basically eliminate the loss opportunity, right? Because it's like having a stop loss set on the stock market. Like the most you're going to lose on a product's maybe 20%, right? So let's say you have that $5,000. Now that $5,000, because the couple products you purchased all were trash because you didn't know what you're doing. Now you lose 20% of that 5,000. You still have 4,000 to use the experience you learned spending or losing that $1,000 to then double down and go with what's working, right? And that's why I always suggest, like, if you're just getting started, you don't know where to start, it's so worth it to just pay for guidance. It's so worth it. It's like it'll solve all your problems from the beginning, so you don't make those problems yourself. Yeah, that could be a problem. That could definitely be a problem if you don't have the invoice to prove authenticity and you're getting complaints on those international products, then absolutely that can create a problem. 100%, Daniel. No problem, you. The Miata. Pump for you, man. 13K, that's huge. Yeah, we have a mentorship. It's live coaching, weekly live coaching calls, our framework, and we're in the process too. So anybody who joins EsellersRI before the end of the year, they're gonna make out huge, right? Because what we're doing right now is we're refilming a lot of the content. Because Amazon changes everything all the time, their user interface, their terms of service. So I always want to make sure my course is superior to others, right? So we're updating a lot of the content. And when it's completely updated, the price will go up, right? Probably 50% from what it is now. So like the benefit of joining now is you will get automatically inputted into EsellersRI 2.0. So not only can you start growing with EsellersRI 1.0, but then you don't have to pay the 50% increase to be 2.0 because you already be grandfathered in. But that's only if you join now. How to know if a distributor is authentic or not, since Amazon doesn't accept invoices from every distributor. You can simply ask them, a very common question. You're not the first Amazon seller to reach out to them. So you can simply ask them, like, hey, do your invoices work for approval? Have you ever had a company submit your invoices? Was there any issues? When I first started my wholesale company, people would ask me that. And I had to tell them in the beginning, no, my invoices didn't work because they didn't. It took me about 6 months to get my invoices to work. Right. But the people who asked and I told them no, they knew they couldn't place orders with me because the risk versus reward scenario, the reward wasn't there for the risk of potentially getting a product and not having an invoice to sell it. So you could simply just ask that question. 99% of your problems in life, business, family, friends will come from a lack of communication. Simply communicating your thoughts to the person that you're trying to build a relationship with or make something happen with will allow you to really scale these relationships to the level they need to be at. Excuse me 1 second. One second, I gotta take this call. Hello, Eric speaking. Good afternoon.
Hey, how's it going? This is Santana. Oh my God, you are the best teacher on earth. I've been watching your Amazon lit. It's driving me freaking crazy. Every time I see your Amazon little Instagram, it's like reading my favorite book over and over and over again and making sure I don't miss a word.
Nice.
But here is my little trouble because I'm a busy guy in New York City. This is where I live. And my trouble is this. I've been looking for you on your email, on your YouTube to get your course because I just saw you now mention that if you have my course, you get grandfathered into the new updates that are coming soon. So
yes.
You were saying on your Amazon list just now.
Yes.
But I'm lost. I can't find your course.
Yeah.
I don't know how many YouTubes I got to go to finally see where you provide a course, and then it says no, it's not available here right now like this. And I'm like, no, that's crazy. I need to get it now.
Well, listen, brother. First of all, what's your first name, man?
Oh, the first name is Norman, but I let everybody call me Santana.
Okay. So Santana.
And the last name is Yates.
Yeah, Santana, man. So I appreciate you reaching out. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to send you a quick text message. In that text message will be a direct link to sign up for the community. All right.
Okay, the community, and then what about to buy your course?
Yeah. So
all I can do right now, all I can afford is a payment plan. I don't have 1,000 cash right now.
That's fine. We have a payment plan. It's $897 a month. But when I say community, you get access to everything. You get access to the live weekly coaching. You get access to the Facebook community. You get access to the framework that I was just talking about, the step-by-step guidance as well.
Okay, but you said the payment plan is $8.95 a month?
$8.97 a month.
$8.97. Oh my, for how many months?
4.
Oh wow. Okay, then I'm gonna have to start saving up because that's not on my that's not financially capable right now. After the holidays it will be, but then it's gonna be more expensive. So $8.97 a month now, that's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. Well,
Ouch.
let me ask you this.
I'm gonna have to.
Let me ask you this. Why do you think $8.97 a month is going to kill you?
No, it's just me because I have back due rent that I have to pay, credit cards. Just people that I owe money to for helping me out during the pandemic and being out of work. But now that I'm back on my feet working, I got to catch up on those bills. I got to. And that right there, if I gave you the first month of that amount, I have no money to invest in. That's how broke I am.
Yeah.
Now, if I had credit cards that I could play with and be like, oh, no, I can max out this credit card. But then I have 2 other credit cards for $2,000. I don't have it like that. But if I did, I'd be smiling all over the place now because I believe in you. I trust you. I think that what you're doing to help people is legit. But I ran into a whole bunch of people who claim they can help you make a lot of money on Shopify. They can help you with this and this. And I'm finding out down the road that they're just scammers. And I hate scammers. I can't do it. Yeah. I'll shoot a scammer because I served this country in the Army. And if I get pissed, I'm like, look, man, you don't want me with a pistol pointing it at you and getting angry because you're a scammer.
Yeah.
I don't play that.
Yeah. Well, listen, Santana, you obviously called me for a reason. You know we have the information and the insights that's going to allow you to get to the next level. So this is what I suggest to you. As soon as we hang up the call, I'm going to send you a text with the link to join. When you got the funds together, you just smash that link and you get involved in the community, right? Because I think right now you're so focused on the bills and the struggles and what's going on in your life that you're failing to realize that the opportunity that you take right now could potentially change your life for the rest of your life, right? So this is a fear-based decision that you're making, but I'd also never encourage anybody to take their last couple $100 and put it in, especially if you have pending bills that you need to pay. So what I'd say to you is get your funds together, and when you're ready to join, we'll be here for you.
Okay, so $8.97 a month for 4 months straight.
Yes.
I'm gonna start processing that right now. I'm trying to figure out how I can cut something, and at least try to figure out I can get $400 a month saved up, so I can at least knock out 2 months, and then I have a cushion time to work on the other 2 months that I need to pay.
Absolutely. And you're also going to want to work on opening up some business lines of credit with some credit card companies. So if you don't have an LLC yet, I suggest creating one. I have a very intuitive step-by-step video on YouTube to show you how to do that. Create that LLC, get a business bank account, and then start opening up 1 or 2 credit cards through that business bank account to allow you to get business credit, which you can then use to not only join the community, but also to purchase inventory.
Okay. I look forward to making a lot of money with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I look forward to learning from you. I really do.
All right, cool.
I really do.
Cool, Santana. Well, listen, I'm in the middle of a live YouTube call, so I'm going to break out of here, but I appreciate the phone call. We're excited to have you in the community very soon, and we look forward to having you on the team, all right?
Oh, wow. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to take you away from Instagram. I'm so sorry about that.
You're not taking me away, man. I just made you a part of the call, so it's all good. Don't worry about it.
All right. God bless and take care.
Yeah,
man.
God bless.
Thank you so much for your support.
Absolutely,
Take care,
Santana.
man.
Have a beautiful day.
And I'll just register your phone number on my phone.
Yeah, but please don't call on a consistent basis. It's not meant for like live support, you know. I'm going to send you a text message right now with the link to the training.
Great, you got it. God bless. Take
All
care.
right, I'll see you, Norma. Bye. All right, back to it. How to know if a distributor is authentic or not. How many employees do you need for an operation your size? Between 30 and 50, you know, definitely. For my size, I would say 50 because that's how many I have. Is it really hard to find distributors? Should I just buy products from Alibaba to get higher margin profit? No. So what I teach is Amazon Wholesale. We're not buying anything from Alibaba. We're not buying anything from 1688. We're not buying anything from overseas at all. We're buying it all right here in the United States. And the reason why is because they're brand name products that I do not have to advertise for, and I can get them into Amazon in a couple days, maybe 2 or 3 weeks max. So we're not using Amazon at all. Yeah, dude really just called. I don't know if he knew I was in the live or if he just happened to see my number. Yeah, Anthony, I'm excited for us as well. The product customers are coming back to FBA, and I call the items. I see that they're missing parts. What should we do about this situation? I need a little more information, Amet, on your scenario over there. Yeah, you could definitely. So Zoom, Lynn just said she's going to leverage other businesses in her area to use their warehouse as a shipping address to open up more wholesale accounts. That is a genius idea, Zoom, Lynn, right? I know a few people are doing that right now. They do not have the funds to get their first warehouse. They do not have the space at their current location to open up certain wholesale accounts that will only ship to commercial residents or commercial business addresses. So what they're doing is they're going into local mom and pop stores who have a warehouse and a loading dock, and they're saying, hey, you know, I'd love to whatever pay you a couple $100 per shipment if I could use your delivery gate as an opportunity for me to build your business. And you'll be very surprised how many people are willing to assist with that, because a lot of these people, they know what it takes to start a business off early on. Everybody's struggling to find distributors. I think dropshipping's dead, honestly, on Amazon at least. Listen, there's still some opportunity with Shopify and, you know, creating some viral videos on TikTok and doing dropshipping. But I've been saying this for 18 months now. Amazon dropshipping is dying. It's been dying, and it's practically dead. The amount of accounts that of people who have reached out to us in the past couple of months for Section 3 dropshipping, it's astounding. I'm talking almost 100 sellers or 100 storefronts, right? Because some of the sellers own multiple storefronts, but they're getting flagged for Section 3 drop shipping, and it's killing their business. Net for us is right around 10, 12%. Yeah, it does depend on experience, Coringo. It's like, listen, so I see a lot of people asking about distributors, right? And I'm not going to give distributors on this live because that means you're too reliant on me. Let's say I give you a distributor and you're able to make some money on it, right? But you don't understand how to find them yourself. You don't understand how to do proper keyword research. You don't understand how to leverage LinkedIn searches. You don't understand how to leverage monster searches for these jobs. You don't understand how to navigate trade shows, right? If I give you a supplier and then something happens with that supplier and you need another supplier, you're just going to come crawling back to me, begging you to give you another supplier, right? And that's not sufficient. That doesn't help you do anything. That just makes you so self-reliant on me to help you grow your business that you can never be self-sufficient long-term. So that is not something I will ever do. I will never sell a list of vendors. I will never sell a list of suppliers. It's the same reason I don't believe in FBA leads lists for retail arbitrage. It creates too much competition. And you sell someone a dream telling them, hey, you're going to make $5 an item and you could buy this at Walmart and get 10 of them and make $50. And if you do that 10 times, you can make $500 a week, right? You sell someone this dream and then they buy the leads list. And before you know it, there's 40, 50 sellers on the listing because they oversold their leads list. Now there's too much competition. Fast Track, what's up, brother? How do you optimize shipping costs for oversized products when they split your shipments? So what we do is we will, if we get a multi-split to multiple warehouses, we'll actually not confirm that that shipment's being finalized, and we'll wait for another day. We'll also make some adjustments to the quantities that we're shipping. And sometimes you can kind of, I don't want to say manipulate, that's the incorrect word, but you could play with the numbers where you can get suggested FC locations that are different every time, right? So let's say I'm sending 3 oversized products out, and I got 20 units of each. What I might do is I might put 30 units of each, right? And see if I can get them all sent to that one facility, and then I'll make the number change to reflect what I'm actually sending, right? So let's just say 25 because it's 5 units or 6 units or less you can change. So let's just say I'll make them all 26, and then I'll put them in and then I'll adjust them to 20 after the fact. And also I make sure that the oversized products that I'm purchasing, that they have substantial enough profit to cover the cost of shipping. Right now, our average oversized product costs about $2 to send to Amazon, right? So our minimum buying requirement for standard size is about $2. So I couldn't have the same minimum buying requirement for oversized because $2 is just too low. It would all be eaten up in my cost of oversized shipping. So for our oversized products, we have a higher gross profit prerequisite of about $5, right? And even higher than that is better because then that $5, it covers the $2 in shipping and allows for a $3 profit. These lists have been creating a huge problem with arbitrage listings in the last year. So arbitrage has become really popular and much more saturated than it was prior. Absolutely. And that's another reason why I love wholesale, because the people who are getting into wholesale are looking to scale this thing out long term, right? The people who are getting into RA, they're just trying to make a quick couple bucks, So what I like doing, selling with other people who are about building long term sustainable businesses like wholesale sellers, is that they understand more of what they're doing. They understand how Amazon works, which makes it a more reasonable playing field for all of the sellers on those listings, opposed to retail arbitrage, where if you get a hot selling SKU and all of a sudden you got 70 sellers on it, the demand is there, but also the supply is too much. So what happens when the demand is there and the supply is too much? The price drops. It's basic economics. So ungating in beauty and personal care, you'd find an invoice or you'd find a product that you're gated in, and then you would click the approval button to see what needs to be submitted to get approved to sell in that category. And it most likely will ask you for an invoice with at least 10 items on it. And then you would use those 10 items to purchase those products, submit the invoice to Amazon, and then they would either approve or deny, preferably approve your request. I was doing a lot of arbitrage a few months ago, and I've transitioned to 90% wholesale because the listings just do not price tank or saturate like arbitrage listings do. Absolutely, Jay. I'm in New Jersey. What's up, Jay? What are you talking about, Alex? When do you start getting threatening letters from Voorhees? What do you do when you start getting threatening letters from Voorhees? So usually we ignore them. Full transparency, depending on how serious it gets, but we ignore the first at least one or two, and then based on what they start sending, then we make a decision either to stop selling the inventory or reach out to the complainant and come to an amicable solution, especially if we spent a lot of money on it, right? If I spent a lot of money on a product and a brand's telling me, hey, you can't sell this product on Amazon anymore, it's like, okay, buy it back from me. Buy it back. If you don't want me to sell it on Amazon, buy it back. If you're not going to buy it back, I'm going to sell through my inventory. We run a little bit of ads, spend about 10 grand a month. Most of that's funded by our brand partners, though. Yeah, that's a good price. So Wizards of FBA just asked, he found a prep center with $1.20 a unit, including bundles. Yeah, that's good. $1.20 a unit. Appreciate you, David. What else we got here, my friends? What else we got? So to Abdullah, we do not pay GST. GST is a goods and service tax based on VAT, right? So because we're not selling in the European market, well, we do sell there, and that's something that's very small. So it's like almost not included in my calculations when I'm figuring out our tax payments. But we don't pay because we're not selling in those marketplaces. We don't have GST VAT taxes. So we hire a CPA to take care of our taxes because she knows what to do. Yeah, and some balls. At the casino, my total winnings was about 6,800. But because it was in New York, I was taxed on the first 5,000. So out of the first 5,000 win, I got like, I think 3,200. And then we did some more gambling. I left the casino. I went there with $1,000. I left with like 3,600. So my all up for the day was about 2,600 bucks. Let me scroll all the way to the bottom. We got a lot of questions that I'm missing totally. Let me get a little up here. What do we do with returned items? Jana, great question. So we do a few things. We make a decision if we could send it back to Amazon. If we could send it back to Amazon, we relabel it with either a different FN SKU or leave the same FN SKU and we send it back to Amazon. Or we send it under a different listing and create a completely new product SKU under that new ASIN. And we ship it out under, let's say, a 3-pack or a 4-pack. If there are no other listings or slightly damaged, we make a decision and it goes to either one of 3 locations. It either gets donated, it either gets given to an employee. We have like a section of our warehouse where we just put stuff where at the end of the day, our employee can go grab it, right? It helps build morale, trust. It helps them get free stuff, which is cool. Everybody likes free stuff. Or we sell it at the flea market. Oh, Norman, what's up? Cost for warehouse, I don't know, 30K a month, maybe about. Great. Listen, I just scrolled all the way to the bottom. I was super behind. So if you asked the question, I didn't answer it yet, just pop it in now so I don't have to scroll all the way back to the top. Is it still a good time to get product to capitalize on Q4? And are toys the only recommended product to take advantage of? Absolutely not. So in Q4, everything picks up. All categories pick up in Q4. Right? We sell a ton of grocery, ton of health and beauty products because people buy those products year round, right? And they got a little more money to spend in the holiday season, so they're buying more of it. So it's not too late. I know the last day, I believe, to get inventory, I just posted this the other day in our live call. The last day to have inventory guaranteed to be available for sale for Christmas is December 1st. And I believe the last day to have inventory received at Amazon, so it's available for sale on Black Friday and Cyber Monday is like November 12th, so yesterday. But right now is a great time to, list some products FBM. Especially if you're just getting started, you can make some quick cash, build up some capital again in the wholesale game right now. Yeah, absolutely. If you are going to do FBM, Q4 is the time, 100%. I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Most of our products are direct from a distributor. I don't like doing really business with much manufacturers. Their products are usually too expensive. What do you do to return items which have missing pieces in your product? So if I believe the missing pieces was due to an Amazon shipping error, I will take pictures of it along with the packing slip that Amazon sent with the item, and I'll submit it to Amazon for a reimbursement, right? Because it was their job to get this product back to me in one piece. If they did not deliver on that job, then I want a refund for that. All right, I'm going to answer 1 or 2 more questions here, and then I'm going to break out. Yeah, I look forward to having the other team too. What do you do? All right, answered that. Do you use any kind of ASIN scraper? It's very hard to check all the lists. Yeah, Scan Unlimited is one I suggest. What's the other one called? I believe Tactical Arbitrage. So what they do, but here's the thing, right? That's not an end-all be-all solution, my friends. You can't just rely on the results that a UPC scraper delivers you, because if you do, you're going to miss out on tons of opportunity. You have to think outside the box and do title searches and keyword searches to find those listings that other people aren't finding. You have to. Inventory accounting, there's nothing I'm comfortable recommending that's on the market. They're all trash, to be completely transparent with you. I've tried them all. SKU Vault, Listing Mirror, they're all terrible for inventory tracking within your fulfillment center or your warehouse. You're better off creating a Google sheet and scanning it into a location. Definitely for trade shows, you definitely want to be at ASD, which is happening February 26th to the 1st of March in Las Vegas. You definitely want to be there 100% without a doubt. Which methods do you use to manually source through wholesale catalogs? How do you ensure you've turned over every leaf? So we don't ensure we've turned over every leaf, right? Some of these wholesale catalogs have 50, 60,000 plus line items. It's very challenging to turn over every leaf. What I like to do is sort by brand name and then use my knowledge of the industry to look for some of those top selling SKUs. And also, if I see a brand name that I don't recognize and I happen to see that there's a great selling one pack, I'll do further research and see, okay, if there's a great selling one pack, maybe there's a great selling 2-pack, 3-pack, 6-pack, variety pack, 12-pack, 24-pack. There's probably additional opportunities out there. Is online arbitrage worth to do, or should we focus on wholesale? Depends on how much money you got. If you only got a couple $100, then online arbitrage is the way to go. But if you got more, I suggest getting to wholesale. But here's also the thing I'd like to say. If right now OA or RA are what's driving revenue to your business, you should be focusing 70% of your time on that and the other 30% on learning wholesale. And then you can make a smooth transition from RA and OA to wholesale because you're not cutting off your source of income. If your source of income right now is retail arbitrage and online arbitrage, keep that source of income flowing in, keep it rolling in, keep that bankroll steady, right? While you learn a new framework like wholesale. All right, my friends, this has been amazing. It's been a pleasure spending the past, hour with you. I'm here usually every Sunday doing Sunday sessions. This is episode 35. Keep in mind, ASD is right around the corner. If you're in the Amazon space, ASD is the event to attend. You're going to be surrounded with thousands of other Amazon sellers. We host a huge event out there with hundreds of Amazon sellers. We provide you the insights and the tips and the tricks and the knowledge necessary to allow you to scale your business to the next level. Plus, you get to walk a show floor at ASD and meet literally thousands of distributors from all over the world, right? So if you're just getting into the space or you've been in the game for a little while and you're wondering, where do I go to build the relationships? Where do I go to get more information? Where do I go to find new wholesalers to open accounts with? The answer is ASD. And it's happening February 26th to March 1st. I'm not affiliated with ASD. They don't pay me to say that. I just have gotten so much value from attending trade shows like ASD that I have to suggest it to everybody. If I wasn't suggesting, I'd be doing you all a massive disservice, right? So I appreciate all your time. Have a beautiful weekend. Stay grateful and stay lit. Adios, my friends.